Right. Anyway, very good morning to one and all, and thanks for your wishes.
Happy
Okay.
Teachers Day.
Okay. Thank you for your wishes, and okay. Anyway, thank you once again. Thank you. Right.
Happy
So,
Teachers Day, sir.
okay, Amma. Okay. Thank you. Right. So in the last class, we tried to solve only, we have covered only one problem in the last class, and many of them get confused for that part, for that particular problem especially. I don't know how many of you have solved those problems after completion of this particular class. Right, anyway, so in this class, we try to solve more number of problems, right? So based on those relations, especially what we are having. Right. So directly, I enter into the problem. Right. So we are having a problem, a full journal bearing of 50 mm diameter and 100 mm long has a bearing pressure of 1.4 Newton per mm square. So bearing pressure is 1.4 Newton per mm square and the speed of the journal is 900 RPM. And the ratio of the journal diameter to the diameter clearance is 1000. The bearing is lubricated with oil whose absolute viscosity at the operating temperature of 75 degrees centigrade, and it may be taken as 0.011 kg meter second. The room temperature is 35 degrees centigrade. Find the amount of artificial cooling required and the mass of the lubricating oil required if the difference between the outlet and inlet temperature of the oil is 10 degrees centigrade. And remaining parameters are given as usual. The remaining parameters are given as usual. Okay, fine. Now, in this particular problem, you please be listen carefully, especially in a sliding contact bearing, you are having this kind of situation. For the previous problem and this problem, there is a comparison. I tried to compare of both the problems, then you can easily understand, right? Okay, fine. So in this case, in this particular problem, so still many number of people are entering. Okay. Still, so in this problem especially, directly they have mentioned that amount of artificial cooling is required. So whenever you are having a amount of artificial cooling is required means, then automatically I already told you that you are having the difference of amount of heat generation and amount of heat dissipated. You please keep this point in your mind. Whenever the amount of artificial cooling, already these things are explained in our previous classes while we discussing about the formulas, especially. Amount of artificial cooling means definitely you try to calculate the amount of heat generation and amount of heat dissipated. Both the terms are visible, definitely are available. You're supposed to calculate if necessary, right? Okay. Now, so what they have given in your particular problem means simple thing. Full journal bearing of bearing pressure value is given, that is 1.4 Newton per mm square. This is very important, Amma. Bearing pressure value is directly given 1.4 Newton per mm square. Here you need not to calculate again bearing pressure value. Why? Because means here bearing pressure value is directly mentioned. Okay, fine, very good. Next, the diameter of the journal. The diameter of the journal is here. What is the diameter of the journal? 50 mm. 50 mm is the diameter of the journal, right? Right, very good, fine. Next, the speed of the journal is 900 RPM. So speed of the journal is given as 900 RPM. That is Kaplan value is given, that is 900 RPM. Okay, fine. Now, length of the bearing is also given. The length of the bearing is 100 mm. You please observe that here I am reading one by one what it has given in the given problem, and now try to calculate what we require for this particular problem, right? See, first thing is diameter is given, length is given, and bearing pressure value is given. That is somewhat 1.4 Newton per mm square or something like that, right? Okay, very good. So I already told you that for a given problem, for any given problem, especially in case of a sliding contact bearing, the first and foremost thing is you are supposed to calculate a bearing pressure, then length to diameter ratio. These two parameters are very, very important. I already mentioned. These two parameters are very, very important. If we clearly observe in your previous problem, especially in your previous problem, especially on that particular case, you are having only bearing pressure, then you are not having any L value and D value. There is no L value and there is no D value in your previous problem. So that is the reason why for your design purpose, based on the application, we refer your data book. But in this case, they directly mention the bearing pressure value and they directly mention the L value and D value. So is there any necessity of referring of your data book for this particular case? That is very, very important point you have to observe. That is a very, very important point you have to try to observe. In the previous problem, please observe carefully. In previous problem, we are having unknown parameters, but in this case, everything is known.
Sir, waiting lo chala mandi unnaranడి sir. Waiting lo.
Okay, I observed, no problem. Still some more people are coming. That is the reason why I put them in hold. No problem. I will allow them. Right. So because every time it is very, very difficult for me to pressing admit all, so that I keep them in waiting till more number of people have come. Right. Okay. Right. So the speed, so in the previous problem, we are having some unknown parameters, so that we directly, we consider from the data book the remaining values what we required. But in this particular case, P value is known, L value is known, and D value is known. Everything is known. So as per our design consideration, first we calculate the bearing pressure, then you select suitable L value and D value. So almost those 2 points are available in the given data itself. Right? So that is the point you try to observe. For this particular problem. Yeah, what is the doubt of your 316? You please post on your chat box, then try to explain while I'm explaining. Right. Next. Then absolute viscosity value is given. Here the absolute viscosity value is given at operating temperature of 75 degrees centigrade. Operating temperature means T0. At operating temperature T0 of 75 degrees centigrade, you are having the absolute viscosity Z value. Z value as 0.011 kg per meter second. Right? So Z value is already mentioned. And here the ratio of journal diameter to the diameter clearance. Journal diameter to the diameter clearance. So that what we call D by C. D by C value is given, that is 1000. D by C value is already mentioned, that is 1000. Okay. Now you try to identify. What is the best suitable formula we are trying to apply for this particular problem. And is there any data necessary for you for this problem in order to solving? If required, directly we have to go data book and we pick up the values. Otherwise, based on the given data of the problem, we try to solve the problem. These are the only two things, Amma. First thing is either you have to take the data from your what we call given data of the problem. If it is not available, then directly we have go to the data book, right? So that is the case, right? So I already read down the what is given in the given problem, right? Now you try to write down the given formula or try to identify the given formula, what we required for this particular problem, what we try to use for this particular problem. That is the basic thing. Okay, I hope you understand. I'm very, very easy. There is each and every parameter is mentioned here. Compare that of your previous problem, because last problem many of the people are get confused because of we are assuming the data. So the difference between the previous problem and in this problem is whenever we require to design everything is need to be designed, then only we are going for assumption, or at least we can take in from the value from your data book if it is available. Right? If everything is available, then no need to then no need for assumption and no need for going for data book also. Right? So this is the basic point, Amma. This is the basic point you have to observe while you solving the problems, especially. Right? Right. So in the given problem, the amount of artificial cooling required is the first point, and second point is the mass of the lubricating oil required. If the difference between the outlet and inlet temperature of the oil is 10 degrees centigrade, and the quotient of the what we call the specific heat of the oil is 1850 joule per kg per degree centigrade. So this is the data we are having, right? So now directly we have to move to the given data. So given data already mentioned, diameter is 50 mm and length is 100 mm, diameter of the journal and length of the journal. I mean bearings, what we call it. So bearing pressure is 1.4 Newton per mm square, speed is 900 RPM, and clearance ratio were given, that is 1000. So viscosity, absolute viscosity Z equal to 0.011 kg meter per second, kg per meter second, and T naught value is 75 degrees centigrade, and TA value is 35 degrees centigrade, and T value is 10 degrees centigrade, and the specific gravity, what we call specific heat of the oil is 1850 joule per kg per second. So this is the data actually what they have mentioned in your problem. So it is very, very important to understand the problem, and write down the given data is also very, very important. Then only you try to apply the formula by looking at your data book. Otherwise it is very, very difficult for you. There is no doubt, Amma, it is very, very difficult for you. Right. Now by taking this problem, especially the amount of artificial cooling required means, I already mentioned that you require to calculate the amount of heat generation and amount of heat dissipated. Based on those two difference only, you can get the calculate of artificial cooling. So based on the artificial cooling, what is the mass of the liquid you are having, right? So mass of the liquid you try to calculate. Okay, fine. So first thing is amount of heat generated, right? So amount of artificial cooling required means amount of heat generated and amount of heat dissipated. What is the formula of amount of heat generated? Qg equal to mu into W into V. That is the formula actual what we are having. Right? Amount of heat generated means Qg equal to mu into W into V. We are having. Right? Right. Now try to calculate what is the amount of heat generated. Now try to calculate what is the amount of heat generated. So first thing is try to calculate the coefficient of friction. Already you know the value of formula of coefficient of friction from your given data book. You please verify your data book where you are having coefficient of friction, Amma. From there only you try to write down the formula. It is very, very easy for you in order to identify what is coefficient of friction or what is the coefficient of friction formula and what are the terminology you are having of coefficient of friction. All these things are available. Right? If you apply by looking at your data book, then only you came to know. Otherwise, it is difficult for you in your examination even to identify the terminology. So there is no use of giving up your data book in your examination. Right? I will tell you that it is simply copy paste exam. Just simply you copy your formula of coefficient of friction. You copy of your coefficient of friction formula. Then simply put the value of coefficient of friction. Write down the formula and substitute the relation. Mu equal to 33 by 10 power 8 Zn by P D by C plus K. Already I mentioned that K is mentioned per leakage. So 0.002 is the standard value. Side leakage. Right? So Z value is given, N value is given, P value is given, and D by C value is already in your given problem. So everything is available. No need to go for data book except to write down the formula. Except for writing the formula, you need not go for anywhere. You need not go for anywhere except for writing the formula. How many of you are identified the coefficient of friction formula in your data book? How many of you are identified the coefficient of friction formula in your data book? Please raise your hand on your chat box. How many of you are identified the coefficient of friction formula in your data book? So in the data book itself, you are having Zn by P, D by C. Each and every column is available. Each and every column is available. Zn by P, D by C or C by D, right? So bearing pressure value, each and every value is available in your data book. So you try to apply whenever it is necessary. But the formula is correct. Formula is as it is, simply copy paste, no problem. Right. Still, many of them are not bringing their data books, I hope. So that I already told you that it is very, very difficult for you if you are not maintaining data book, because it is allowed in your examination by looking at the data book only. All K value, I already told you that the side leakage value you can remember. If it is available in data book, you please put your value. Otherwise, it is a side leakage parameter 0.002. Right, 0.002. In some of the textbooks, they are not considering the value, but some textbook they are mentioning the value. But no problem, you can consider 0.002. So it's almost only 0.00. So there is no change. There is no change in your performance of your bearing. So no problem. So there is no change if you can, because it is 0.00 value. So what is there? No problem. So K value is standard value, it is a side leakage. So that is 0.002. So already same thing will be applied in your previous problem also. So K value, so same K values you are available, amma. So bearing modulus or something, bearing modulus also you are having notation with K. So whenever you are having a bearing modulus, simply Km, you can represent it Km in order to avoid get confusion. In order to avoid get confusion, please mention that bearing modulus value as Km and the side leakage value as Ks. Then there is no confusion. It is totally in your hand, right? Okay, fine. So I hope this coefficient of friction, you are having the value 0.00433. You are having coefficient of friction value, right? Right. So simply you have to move to the next slide. That means next step. Now try to calculate the load on the bearing. Because you are having in a heat generated, in a heat generation, you are having formula. What is the formula? Qg equal to mu into W into V. You are having the formula. See here, heat generated equal to Qg equal to mu into W into V. Already we calculated mu value. So in any problem, while you are solving the problem, especially whenever, first try to write down the formula. My procedure is first write down the formula, because here artificial cooling required. Artificial cooling means heat generated minus heat dissipated. What is the formula for heat generated and what is the formula for heat dissipated? First you note down the formula. Then according to that formula, you try to evaluate each and every parameter. Suppose if you consider here amount of heat generated. Amount of heat generated, what is the formula? Qg equal to mu into W into V. So mu is required. You require mu value, that is coefficient of friction. You require W value, that is load, and you require V value, rubbing velocity. Right? So these three are required parameters: mu value, W value, and V value. Suppose coefficient of friction value, if there is any unknown parameter, you taken from your data book. So in this problem, already each and everything is available. So directly you can calculate the mu value. Then go for W value. If there is any unknown parameter, then go for your data book. If everything is available in your problem, then substitute. Likewise, your approach will be like this, amma. Then only you will solve the problem. Please don't go for by heart or anything, amma. Remembering, just simply write down the formula and evaluate the each and every parameter. What is mu? What is W? What is V? Is there any data available regarding your V value, regarding your W value, regarding your Q value? If it is available, okay. Otherwise, you can try to find out those values. You try to find out those values if it is not available. If it is not available. I hope you understand this procedure. This is very, very easy procedure. Next, our aim is W value. Already mu value is over, then go for W. W is the load, right? What is the bearing pressure formula? P equal to W by area, right? Already bearing pressure value is known and area value is known. Area equal to L into D. You please substitute, then you will get the value of load on the bearing. Okay, I hope you understand this step. Load on the bearing is calculated as based on your bearing pressure. Bearing pressure equal to W by A. Load by area, right? Bearing pressure value is known and area is already, the value is available. Area is equal to L into D. So substitute L value, substitute D value and substitute your P value. Then you will get the value of W. So very, very easy step. I hope there is no confusion regarding of this particular step. Right, fine. Very good. Next, directly, next step, Amma. Next step is in your generation, amount of heat generation, next step is V. Mu, W, V. So mu value is over, W value is over, and the next step is your V value. So the formula is available on your screen. QG, amount of heat generated, QG equal to mu into W into V. Mu value is calculated, W value is already calculated. Now you got to move to the V. What is meant by V? So V is called as the rubbing velocity. V is called as the rubbing velocity. Right, very good. V is called as the rubbing velocity. So what is the formula for rubbing velocity? Directly move to your rubbing velocity formula. What is the rubbing velocity? So it is pi d n by 60. Right. You please try to verify in your given problem whether d value is given, n value is given. If it is given, directly substitute. Right. So almost problem is over. So here rubbing velocity formula is equal to V equal to pi d n by 60. So d value is known and n value is known. So please substitute those values of d and n. Substitute those values of d and n. You get the value of 2.36 meter per second. You please maintain the units, Amma. Right? You try to maintain the units because velocity value in terms of meter per second. You try to maintain the units. You take care about the units, Amma. Very, very important. You take care about the units. Right? So this is about your amount of heat generation. Amount of heat generation. Okay. Right. Now, amount of heat dissipated is also required because for artificial cooling, the difference between amount of heat generation and amount of heat dissipated will give the how much amount of the cooling is required. Right? That is the actual procedure. So that you try to calculate the amount of heat dissipated also. Right. Now try to write down the formula of what is the heat dissipated, QD. Heat dissipated symbol is QD. So what is the formula for heat dissipated? Heat dissipated equal to C into A something TB minus TA. Small here, capital, whatever it is. Here I am using capital, but it is small here. TB minus TA. No problem. Right. So C value is the heat dissipation coefficient. Right. And your A value is the L into D. Right. And the TB minus TA value can be calculated as half of the T0 minus TA. Half of T0 minus TA. Same procedure. Same procedure already we applied in your earlier problem also. Same procedure. Now calculate the amount of heat dissipated. The amount of heat dissipated you are having 28 joule per second. Now observe the difference, Amma. Here you will get the value of amount of heat generated and amount of heat dissipated. Right? Both the values are available. So amount of heat generated is 71.5 joule per second. Amount of heat generated is 71.5 joule per second. Amount of heat dissipated is 28 joule per second. So that here amount of heat generated is more. Amount of heat generated is more than amount of heat dissipated. So based on these two relations, Amma, you will know the answer. No need to verify from your some other what we call from your friend's answer sheet or some other thing, right? You need not to look around for in your examination also. By getting these answers, you can easily identify whether your answer is correct or not, because in the given problem, artificial cooling is mentioned. When you will get artificial cooling, whenever you are having a already C value is provided in your last class, Amma. I hope your value C value. C value is already provided in your last class. All right. So C value is a constant value, Amma. C value is a constant value, but according to application, maybe the value will be changed, no problem. Until or unless you can take the value of standard value, no problem. Okay, right. So the verifying of your answer is amount of heat generated and amount of heat dissipated. Based on these two things only, you can verify your answer whether it is correct or wrong. Suppose by chance you are having amount of heat generated is less, right? Suppose you are having amount of heat generated is only 15 joule per second and your amount of heat dissipated is 21 or something like that, because it is not possible, but suppose by unusual calculation. By unusual calculation, suppose someone has got these answers, then immediately you have to recollect the concept, because it is artificial cooling, so that amount of heat generated is more than amount of heat dissipated. Then only artificial cooling is possible. Is amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated, right? So it is very, very important for you to understand whether for artificial cooling amount of heat generated is more than dissipated. Then only you can go for artificial cooling, right? Right. So directly you can go for the artificial cooling process, that is amount of heat generated minus amount of heat dissipated, Qg minus Qd. Qg minus Qd, that is 71.5 minus heat dissipation 28, that is 43.5 joule per second. Amount of heat generated minus heat dissipated 71.5 minus 28, that is 43.5 joule per second or watts. So that means 43.5 joule per second. That much amount of heat is still there in that means still there in your bearing, so that you are required artificial cooling. If that is the case, I already mentioned, if it is a design procedure, either you have to redesign your bearing value or you have to go for a artificial cooling. There are two methods, either you have to go for a redesign or otherwise simply have to go for a artificial cooling method, right? Right. So for artificial cooling, so this 71.5, this much amount of you are having amount of heat generated, so that Qt equal to M into S into T, mass of the lubricating oil. Qt equal to M into S into T. Already S value is mentioned 1850. So M value required to calculate. So T value is 10 degrees centigrade, I hope. So you please equate of those two equations, then you'll get the mass of the lubricant 0.00386 kg per second. If it is another means kg per minute, 0.23 kg per minute, right? So this much amount of the mass of the lubricating oil is required for you in order to cooling of your bearing, that much amount of heat, that means 43.5 joule per second, right? So here we didn't refer any data book because almost all the data is available in your problem. Almost 90% of the data is available from your given problem itself only. So that as a learner, you have to understand where we are using your data book or where we have to take the data directly from your problem. If you understand those things only, then only you can succeed in your examination. But by available of your data book, you did not go for everything for that, pick up the value from your data book. Suppose if you observe in your coefficient of friction, Zn by P, because the Zn by P value is already available in your data book columns. You didn't pick the value for Zn by P value from your data book. Why? Because means Z value is known, N value is known, and P value is known. Then what is the use for going for your data book? If it is a design like your previous problem, then only you have to go for, in order to verify whether your design is correct or not. In order to verify whether your design is correct or not, then only we are using your data book. That's the first case. And second case is, if at all, if there is any data is unavailable for solving the problem, on that particular case also you can go for data book. Suppose in this problem only, suppose only bearing pressure value is given, L value and D value is unknown. Suppose let us assume that bearing pressure value is known and L value, D value is unknown. Then what you supposed to do, because three are unknown parameters. Bearing pressure formula equal to P equal to W by L into D. P value is unknown, L value is unknown, D value is unknown. Then how do you solve the problem? On that particular case, then you can go for data book by assuming some value based on your diameter, based on your application, or somewhat whatever it is. Then only you try to use your data book. I am again repeating. Okay, Amma? So please practice more, because in your RS Kurmi textbook only 6 or 7 problems are available, and your Bandari also you are having more number of problems. Bandari you are having almost 10 to 12 problems are available based on this model, Amma. You please try to solve those models. Try to practice those models, right? try to practice those models, because I already covered each and every formula here. So that you try to practice more number of problems on your own, then only definitely you will having more number of doubts. You are having more number of doubts if you solve the problem only, right? Then you can clarify your doubts. Then only you can clarify your doubts, right? Okay, fine. So this is a very easiest problem. So because we didn't refer any data book. Okay, fine. Next. So this is also another important easiest problem we are having. Easiest problem. Right. A 80 mm long journal bearing supports a load of 2800 newtons on a 50 mm diameter shaft. The bearing has a radial clearance of 0.05 mm and the viscosity of the oil is 0.021 kg meter second at the operating temperature. If the bearing is capable of dissipating 80 joule per second, determine the maximum safe speed. Determine the maximum safe speed. So here you are required to calculate n value. You are required to calculate m value, right? Please try to write down the given data on your own, right? Then only you can easily understand what formulas you are trying to apply, and if there is any data that are required that we have to consider from your data book, that also you came to know by observing the problem only. Just take 1 minute and try to write down the given data and try to observe if there is any data is required that we have to consider from your data book. Very easiest problem. So Venkatesh, 6. So please post your doubt on your chat box, Amma, then I'll try to explain. Right. Very good. Now try to identify the given data already that is available on your screen. So it is easy for you to, without looking at writing of your given data, it is better. Okay, anyway. So now you are having a length. So length of the bearing is your 80 mm and your load is 2800 newtons. Load is 2800 newtons and diameter is 50 mm. So diameter is 50 mm and radial clearance value. You are having the radial clearance value is given. Already we are having a symbol of radial clearance C, a C or C1 or a your choice. Radial clearance value. So radial clearance value, you can assume that C value as 0.1 mm. C value is 0.1 mm radial clearance. All right. And Z value. So viscosity. Viscosity is 0.021 kg per meter second. Viscosity Z value. And your amount of here, amount of heat dissipated is 80 joule per second. The amount of heat dissipated means QD value. So see here, whenever you are having a problem of amount of heat generated and amount of heat dissipated, normally we can equating of those two terms. Amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated, unless or until if it is artificial cooling. You please observe this concept. unless or until if it is artificial cooling, the amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated. That is the basic point. Amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated unless or until if it is a artificial cooling. Right? Right. This concept is very, very important for problem solving. Right. So amount of heat dissipated is 80 joule per second. Right. Now you try to calculate the maximum stress speed n value. Okay, fine. Now already I told you that for every given problem, start with your bearing pressure. For every given problem, you try to start with your bearing pressure. Right. So in a given bearing pressure formula for bearing pressure, write down the formula for bearing pressure. So P equal to W by L into D. Right. First, every time first write down the formula, then from the given formula try to note down the each and every parameter if it is known or unknown. That is the basic concept for solving technique for any problem. Not only for me, for any problem. Write down the given data, write down the formula first. Write down the formula first. Then try to evaluate each and every terminology of your formula. Right? So in this case, P equal to W by L into D. Whether W value is already known or not, you please verify from your problem. So W value is known or unknown. So W value. Now go for L value, go for D value. Whether these two values are known or non-known, you please verify. If it is a known parameter, it is fine. Directly substitute. So L value is given, D value is given. L value is given and D value is given. So each and every value is known. W value is known, L value is known, and D value is known. Then is there any usage of your data book for this particular problem, especially for bearing pressure? No. Because bearing pressure, each and everything is available from your given question only. Right? Right. So W value is known, substitute value, L value is known, D value is known. So bearing pressure value is 0.7 Newton per mm square. 0.7 Newton per mm square. So bearing pressure value is already calculated. Second step is go for L by D ratio. Because L value is known and D value is known, no need to calculate L by D ratio. Right? Because L value is known and D value is also known. If it is required, you can calculate. Okay, fine. Second step is also over. Next, third step is according to given problem. According to given problem, you have to consider. What is the given problem here? You try to calculate the speed value. So how do you get the speed value according to given data? Here, the amount of heat dissipation value is given 80 joule per second. And I already mentioned that unless or until it is artificial cooling, you try to assume that amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated. Right? Now calculate what is the amount of heat generated. Now try to calculate what is the amount of heat generated. Write down the formula for heat generated. What is the formula for heat generated? Qg equal to mu into W into V. This is the formula for heat generated. Right? Qg equal to mu into W into V. Mu is the coefficient of friction, and W is the load, and V is the rubbing velocity. And V is the rubbing velocity. Okay, fine. Now calculate mu value. Write down the formula for mu. Mu value equal to 33 by 10 power 8 Zn by P D by C plus 0.002. Right? Now try to evaluate each and every parameter if it is a known or unknown. Right? Okay, fine. Here 33 by 10 power 8. Z value is known, that is 0.021. N value is unknown. So you please keep tab your N value as it is. Because N value is unknown parameter. Please, your value will be as it is. Keep your value will be as it is. Right? So P value 0.7 Newton per mm square. So diameter value is known, clearance value is known. Substitute. And plus K value. K value is the leakage, that is 0.002 every time. Plus K means 0.002 every time. Right? So calculate your mu value. Mu value will be in terms of N. Mu value will be in terms of N. That is 495 N by 10 power 8 plus 0.002. Right, Amma? Here in a coefficient of friction calculation, N value is unknown. So you please keep your N value as it is. Then find out the values. 495 N by 10 power 8 plus 0.002. Right. Now go for W value. W value is already known parameter. Because W value is already known. Now go for rubbing velocity. Rubbing velocity formula. What is rubbing velocity? V equal to pi dn by 60. V equal to pi dn by 60. D value is known and n value is unknown. So you please keep your n values as it is. You keep your n values as it is, pi dn by 60. Now equate amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated. So your value will be in terms of squares, n squares. Your value will be in terms of n square. You please solve those n square value and you will get the value of 1295 RPM directly. You get the value of n value equal to 1290 because n value is, both n values are here. Please try to solve your n value, then you will get the value of n by equating amount of heat generated and amount of heat dissipated. Then you will get the value of n directly, 1295 RPM. Right? So directly by using calculator, you will get the value. There is no difficulty. The only thing we have done here is amount of heat generated and amount of heat dissipated, unless or until if it is a artificial cooling. Unless or until if it is a artificial cooling, the amount of heat generated equal to amount of heat dissipated. Right? Right. So this is very, very easiest problem. Right? Easiest problem. Each and every parameter is known, only try to calculate the n value directly from your what we call your calculator by using the formulas. By using the formulas. Right? Right. So this is the another important type of problem. So almost all the problems are like this only, Amma. Almost all the problems are like this only. Either they will ask for speed, either they will ask for quotient of friction, either they ask for Sommerfeld number. Even Sommerfeld number is also involves Zn by P and R by C. I mean D by C value only. There is no new, nothing new. Right? So each and every problem will be like this only, based on these formulas only. Based on these formulas only. If you are aware of these formulas and how you are supposed to apply, then only it is easy for you to solve the problems in especially sliding contact bearings. Right? On what aspect you are considering the H value, or one aspect you are considering remaining values, all those things. Right? So based on your given data only. Suppose for this problem especially, suppose in this particular problem, if I ask to calculate what is the value of your H value, that is minimum oil film thickness value. What is the minimum oil film thickness value? Suppose if I ask to calculate what is the minimum oil film thickness value, right? So if that is the case, what you are supposed to do? That is also another important point, right? So on that particular case, what you are supposed to do is simply you directly go for your data book. Suppose in a given problem, same problem. If at all they are asked for what is the oil film thickness, then you have to understand what is the symbol of oil film thickness. Minimum oil film thickness. Minimum oil film thickness is H0. Minimum oil film thickness is H0. Right? Already I mentioned that the formula for H0. Right? You please try to substitute those formulas, then you will get the answer. Otherwise, you try to go for a data book. On the data book also, on a particular column, you are having H0 values. H0 by C or H0 by R, something like that, you are having values in a column. Based on the particular case also, according to your bearing pressure, corresponding bearing pressure value, you can consider your H0 by C value. Directly you will get the value of H0. Right? Everything is available in your data book. Right? But you try to apply according to given problem only. That is my intention, Amma. Very. So that is the reason I try to cover almost what are the formulas you are having, and based on those formulas only, I try to select few problems, Amma. I try to select few problems only based on try to cover almost all the formulas. Right? So that is the case, Amma. Suppose if you want to calculate Sommerfeld number for this problem, you can easily calculate Sommerfeld number also. Because you are having the relation of Sommerfeld number, try to calculate Sommerfeld number value based on this relation. If there is any unknown parameter, go for your data book. Go for your data book. That is the only thing. That is the only thing. Right? So I am having many number of problems. Amma, still 3 or 4 problems. It is very, very easy. I try to send PDF right now, Amma. So after having completion of this class, I try to send again, I am trying to send both sliding contact bearing problems and rolling contact bearing problems. If at all I am having a time, I try to send the exercise problems also. You try to solve those problems, Amma. Meanwhile, in this time, so whenever you are having a problem, you please approach me. Definitely, I will try to solve those problems also. You please try to solve exercise problems, not example problems. Right? You try to solve exercise problem because in your examination, Amma, in your examination, especially most of the questions are either from your examples or exercise. Both the cases are possible. Right? So I try to select more problems, we try to cover those problems which are covering almost all the formulas. Right? So you please try to solve the problems and exercise. If at all you are having a doubt, you try to approach me. I will give the guidance, or after having the guidance also still you are having a problem, then I myself try the problem and providing the solution with you. No problem. There is no problem. But my sincere request is, plus first try to solve problem on your own. On your own. Right? So there is sincerity is very, very required, Amma. Sincerity is required. Right? మీరు ట్రై చేయకుండా నాకు రాలేదండి మీరు చెప్పేయండి అంటే నాకు ప్రాక్టీస్ అవుతుంది తప్ప మీకేమీ అవ్వదు, ఉపయోగం ఉండదు. That is my intention. So please try to solve more number of problems and exercise problems by looking at your examples. If at all, if you're finding any difficulty, please approach me. Definitely, I will solve the problem. Okay? I hope you understand this. These problems, especially on sliding contact bearing. Right? So you please follow the RS Kurmi textbook and Bandari textbook also, but there is a difference in terminologies of RS Kurmi and Bandari. But don't get confused. Each and every relation is same, but what we call the terminology is different. So that is the reason why please try to focus at least one textbook, only for one textbook, in order to avoid confusion. Either maybe RS Kurmi or you have to go for your Bandari. It's your choice. Okay, Amma? So I hope you understand this concept, Amma, in this class. And thanks for your patience. And thanks for wishes also, Amma. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.